Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming and tuning to this very simple tutorial that we are doing online. I'm recording this tutorial to help you guys to prepare your final assessment for this UHL2432 course. So let's get started. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we move forward, it is with my greatest pleasure to remind you guys in week 13, everybody, you have to start shooting and at least preparing for your script for the meeting that you guys will be doing. Now, we are giving you guys about 2 weeks for you to do the recording. Now, I would say most of you guys would like to prepare the script first and making sure that the script is good, then you can start recording your video. Now, by week 13 as well, you have to make sure that you have submitted a meeting invite, and in the meeting invite or the email itself, you need to make sure that you put the agenda of the meeting. Now, the latest that you need to submit for the meeting invite and also the agenda would be by Sunday, 18th of June, 2023 before midnight. Even though we say that the meeting invite is actually due by Sunday, but I really want to emphasize that you guys need to also start practicing good email ethics. And in order for you guys to remember what those things are, I think I also mentioned when you're sending an email to someone, be it in your later when you start working or even right now when you are at your university, it's best for you to email or reach out to someone during office hour. So I think I've mentioned this in the class before, and I just want to reiterate on that information, and I hope that you guys will start practicing good email. Okay, now by week 14, everybody, you need to, by hook or by crook, finish recording, have one member to actually help you guys to edit the video, and you have to submit 4 documents to me by Sunday, 25th of June. Now, what are the 4 things that you have to submit to me? Now, here are the things that you have to you have to submit to me in the link that I will be showing and also sharing with you guys. Okay, now first, for this assessment number 3, only one representative of the group has to do this. All right, so even though for the first thing that you have to submit is the notice of the meeting. Now, even though you have emailed me the notice of the meeting, you need to save your email in a form of a PDF and then submit it as the final submission together in 25th of June. The second thing that you have to submit to me is the meeting script, okay, also in PDF format. All right, and the next one would be the recording of the meeting. Now, for the recording of the meeting, please make sure that you have uploaded the video in the YouTube, and then only you can and then you can share with me the link to the YouTube video. And finally, the minutes of meeting also has to be in PDF format as well. Now, you need to upload all 4 documents and 4 things here by Sunday, 25th of June 2023 before midnight into the link as per your section in the table over here. Okay, so if you click on this link here, you make sure that you have the right section. All right, so as I mentioned, only one representative has to submit this. Okay, all right. For your final assessment, ladies and gentlemen, even though I have introduced and mentioned this in the class, I might as well take this advantage to go through again some of the aspects that I'm hoping to clarify to some of you guys who probably did not understand in the class before. Now, for your final assessment, you have to assume that you guys are now start working in the company that you guys went for the interview before, and now you guys have to conduct a problem solving meeting, and this is the main key word in this assessment. Now, you need to make sure that in your meeting you're discussing about some of the evolving and also some of the issues that there are, the problems, and please make sure that you actually solve those problems in the meeting. Okay. Now, in order for you to do that, you can think about two main issues that are related to probably products or services of the company, maybe some project planning, event planning, management, safety and health, or even any kind of workplace related issue. Now, to help you guys to think about the issues, I ask you guys to go online and find some articles, newspaper articles. Okay, so the newspaper articles has to be recent, this year only. Okay, you cannot have an article from 2015 or 2011. It has to be this year, 2023. Now, from that one single article, newspaper article, you need to derive two issues. Now, depending on the company itself, all right, depending on the company, ladies and gentlemen, okay, once you have finalized your company and what it is, the company that you guys choose, your group members have chosen, also need to be an existing real life company. Okay, and then you have to select the committee that you guys are in, the AJKs, as I mentioned in the class before. Once you have decided what company you guys are in, what AJK or organization that you guys are in, you're now moving forward to finding the two main issues. The two main issues are actually derived from one single article. Okay, and actually you can find more than one, but just to make it easier for you guys, okay, so you can actually derive two issues from the same article. And most of you guys have shown me your progress in terms of the issues. Some of you guys may need more scaffolding and help, so if you guys are unsure about your issues, you might want to come and have a consultation with me. I'm okay for you to meet me face to face, or even doing things online as well. Okay. But I would say majority of the groups in my section, I have checked your issues, and most of you guys have great issues and you guys are ready to go already. Okay, so from the two issues, from that one single article, you need to derive two issues. Now, just like an example over here, this is an article, newspaper article that I found regarding the heavy rains that may result in flood. Now, you would notice that maybe the issue or the article is not directly linked to your company or the nature of your company, even if your company is a factory or is a different types of company. Regardless, okay, whatever kind of field that your company that you guys have chosen, you would also notice that there are some of the articles that may not have direct link to your company can be used. For example, natural disasters like this. Okay, so as the safety and health committee at the company, you need to discuss on two arising issues because of the flood that is happening. Now, the context here is that the company is in Terengganu, which is actually affecting or got affected because of the heavy rain. Now, from the point of view as the Safety and Health Committee, you need to derive two issues from the article. So the first issue that I can see here, I would like to know what is the company's policy for natural disaster. Okay, so maybe one person as the HR could brought up in the meeting saying that there are about 4 to 5 emails from our employees have been asking about the company policy on natural disaster. Are they still allowed are they still required to go to the office, or they are allowed to work from home because of the natural disaster, because of the rain? Okay, and then only you discuss if the company do not have any policy, maybe this is a good time for you guys to discuss and create one policy regarding natural disaster. All right, and the second issue over here, we can talk about how would the company help the affected victims who are mostly our own workers ourselves. How would the company help the workers to overcome this natural disaster? Maybe one person can speak on behalf of the finance and asking or telling the meeting how much budget do we have for natural disaster. Maybe one person from HR can list out how many people who are actually affected, and maybe some of you guys can also give us some solutions onto what type of help that the company can actually give to the victims itself. So this is how you derive and also discuss and think about what you want to discuss in the meeting later. Okay, all right. Now, if you have finalized your company, your organization, or your committee, that is your AJK, your article, your 2 issues, you then can immediately start submitting your notice of meeting already. I think I mentioned this in our previous class, but let's just go through this again. All right, so for the here in terms of the formatting, it's very straightforward because you're only sending it via email, actual email as well. For this meeting invitation, you have to have the secretary to write this meeting on behalf of the group members. Okay, so for 2, you need to insert all group members, okay, from the secretary. Subject depending on what type of committee you guys are in. Are you guys safety and health committee? Are you guys executive committee? Okay, when is this the first meeting, second meeting, third meeting? Okay, those information are also included in the subject. CC your chairperson, BCC your course instructor, that is me. Now for me, please make sure that you guys are using this particular email address. All right, okay, so next is for you to have one single line over here to tell us information of the meeting. So you can say the 4th monthly executive committee meeting will be held when, okay, what time, and where is it gonna be. Okay, so as I mentioned, the meeting is has to be done in face-to-face mode. So you guys need to come and attend in face-to-face, but you need to record the whole recording and submit it to me electronically. Okay, all right, and then okay you need to list out the agenda. For the agenda, it's very straightforward, guys. You have to put the agenda on top here, and then you have to list the 7 things over here. All right, the 7 things are all the same, okay, except for special businesses. There are number 4 and number 5. The number 4 and number 5 are actually the 2 issues that you guys discussed or you guys have finalized from the article before. Okay, so for all of these, okay, just maintain the same information as per here. Right, and then before you sign off, you can do a little bit of closing. You can say all committee members are requested to attend. Thank you. Y is small letter. Regards, your secretary's full name, blah, blah, blah. So for your signature, ladies and gentlemen, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm going to reiterate once and for all again that please use electronic signature to show effectiveness and also professionalism when sending an email. All right, just like your first assignment before. Okay, so this is the notice of meeting. All right, so after you guys are done with notice of meeting, you can proceed to the next task, that is to write the script. When preparing the script, you need to make sure that you have covered 3 things. Number 1, you need to make sure that the 2 issues that you guys have chosen just now, would have an in-depth kind of like discussion of each one of the issue. All right, and then you have to provide possible solutions, plural. Okay, all right, for one issue you need to have more than one solutions. Okay, propose more than one solutions, and then you need to discuss which solution is the best one. Okay, so please do not forget that you also need to provide an action. Okay, so basically means that you need to either vote, or maybe the chairperson can give like a veto power, saying that considering all aspects, this is the best for all. Okay, so you need to make sure that at the end of each one of the issue, there is a final decision based on which one is the best solution, and also what is the next following action, who should be in charge and who should be following up certain things. Okay, so number 2, the second element that should be reflected in the script itself is an example of a negative behavior in the meeting. So you can think about different negative behavior that there are in a meeting. For example, we can have one member who's not concentrating or not paying attention in the meeting, playing games, for example, in the meeting, or you can have one member who probably was late to the meeting. Any kind of negative behavior that you guys can think of, you can be creative about it. And what we really want is to see how the chairperson handled the situation professionally. I think this is very important, and we want to see how the situation is being handled professionally. Okay, and also when you start recording later, you also have to think about how you want to visualize your some of the things that you will be presenting. Many of you guys probably will want to use PowerPoint slides. Okay, so you can have your computer in front of you, and in a bit I also will be showing to you guys some samples of videos of how the meeting that we want to look like. Okay, so once you have consider all the 3 aspects and put it in the script, okay, we have here a sample of the meeting script. Okay, now when you design and when you create the script, okay, you have to follow the sequence of the 7 agendas that there are in the notice of meeting. Everything should be in that order. So we need to start with apologies of absence first. Then we need to, talk about the minutes of the last meeting and matters arising from the minutes. Then issue number 1, issue number 2, and then any other business and date of the next meeting. So in terms of the sequence and the flow of the script, it has to follow the agenda that you wrote in the email. Okay, so for the 2 things that I mentioned before, that there which is the negative behavior portrayal and also the discussion of the issues, it should be reflected in the script over here. Okay, so for the negative behavior, it could be in the beginning where your friend came late, or one of your colleagues did not did not come or something. Okay, so this is one of the examples of doing so. Okay, alright, so you guys can refer to the script over here just so that you can get some general idea. However, ladies and gentlemen, I would suggest that you guys actually, if you want to have more marks, you can include some technical words in your script. But please remember that all of the jargons and technical words that you use has to be thoroughly explained and not just let go in terms of not knowing what it meant and everything else. Okay, that is how you can get more marks for here. Okay, alright, so you can refer to the sample over here for this meeting script. We would like to proceed to the next one, that is the role play of the meeting. Alright, so for the role play of the meeting, so you need to set a date with your group members, okay, and make sure that they are all available to present and do the recording physically. I would suggest you guys to book a room in the library or find a very nice closed space for you guys to act and do the role play itself. During the role play, you have to remember that you need to wear professional clothing. If you guys look at the sample that I will be sharing with you guys in your WhatsApp group later, you will see that most of them are actually wearing business formal clothing. Okay, so with the blazers and everything else. All right, so when you guys submit to us the final submission for the video, it has to be a top-notch quality. By all means, we assume that the ones that you gave us is high quality in terms of the sound, the appearance, and etc. One thing that I would suggest you is not to read the script, rather try to sound as natural as possible, smile a lot, and try to enjoy the meeting itself. Okay, so here is a sample of an image. Now, unfortunately, I cannot show you guys some sample from your previous seniors because this is actually the first time in the semester. This is actually the first time we try to do this where you guys have to film yourself in face-to-face. So I don't really have a sample in terms of previous students, but I do have some samples from other universities and how they did it, and I'm hoping that you guys can try to replicate the same. Okay, so in the video you have to make sure that all group members are present, and you can see that they are all situated in a way that they're looking like they are in a meeting. Here is also an example, but make sure that you guys are not you're not blocking the camera, definitely, so this guy has to go away. All right, but this is a very nice kind of looking picture over here in terms of the other 5 members over here, because we can see all 5 people's faces over here. This is also an example of a picture of how we want your video would look like. Okay, I also will be sharing with you guys some samples, as I mentioned, from other universities and how they have done it, and hopefully you guys can get some general idea on how to do it. Okay, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the minutes of the meeting. For the minutes of the meeting, you guys need to prepare a minutes based on the recording or on the meeting itself. Now, I would say once you have finalized your script and you're happy with your script, I would say it's much more easier for you to complete the minutes of the meeting, because you're basically paraphrasing and describing again what happened in the meeting and putting it, so you can actually refer to the script to know what is going on, and just basically paraphrasing everything and putting it in the minutes of the meeting. Okay, so to do your minutes of meeting, you need to start off by putting on top over here the name of your company. Okay, the name of your company, what type of committee, EJKs that you guys are in. Okay, next, the first line over here is basically the heading of what the minute is about. It is a minute of a meeting, of which is this the first one, second one, third one. This is the third monthly. Which EJK executive committee meeting held in where, which room, when is it, okay, what time. Okay, then you need to list out who was present. Okay, who was present. So you need to start with chairman, and then everything is alphabetically ordered. Okay, all right. And then here we have Miss Fauzia is the secretary. All right, so for all of the pointers over here, it's, as I mentioned, it's the same as the script, which is actually following the agenda from the notice of meeting. So you would have 7 things to report on in your minutes of meeting. Now, I have to be very honest with all of you guys here that the sample that we're using here is actually below average. So this is the most basic, and you guys need to be a little bit more detailed than the sample that we gave here. So everything has to be a little bit more detailed. Yeah, okay, so you need to start with apologies of absence, and then the minutes of last meeting. Okay, you need to try to make some amendments, or try to say that, oh, the last meeting, the minutes of last meeting, what has changed, and blah blah blah. Okay, then for matters arising Okay, so you can say what was the report and the discussion from the meeting, and what sort of like action or decision that was decided in the meeting. For the issues that you have, there are the two issues. Okay, you need to have a gist or the information of the topic or the issue that you guys are talking about. Then what are the two suggestions, okay, or three suggestions, how many suggestions you have, and who provided or who gave the suggestion needs to be recorded as well in the minutes. Okay, and then finally you can say it was resolved by putting into a vote. Okay, and majority think that the best solution is blah blah blah. And what has the meeting decided to do next is to place an advertisement and then write to blah blah blah. Okay, so there must be a decision and also actions as well. The same thing goes to issue number 2 here. You need to provide some gist or information discussion, what the issue was about. Okay, what were the solutions proposed, who proposed the solutions, and what is the best decision that you guys have decided on, and what is the future actions that you need to do. Okay. All right. This is for any other businesses. Okay, so you can create a narrative here. Obviously you have to follow the script. Okay, and then the next meeting you can say that the next meeting will be in 1 month time, for example. Okay, all right. The final line here to indicate when the meeting ended. So the meeting was adjourned at 12 p.m. full stop, and please make sure that the information here tallies to the information. So if you guys start at 12 p.m, it wouldn't be very logic if you also end at 12, isn't it? So you have to make sure that every information is very consistent. Finally, you need to have the chairperson to sign the minutes, okay, and full name, and also the date it was written. Okay, all right, so that is the minutes of the meeting. As I mentioned, to reiterate and also to recap again, you have to submit 4 things to me. The 4 things are the 4 things that you have to submit to me are the meeting script, okay, the email of the meeting invite, the minutes of meeting, and also finally the YouTube link to the recording that you have uploaded in YouTube. Just share with us the YouTube link, and this one has to be submitted 25th of June 2023. Okay, so all the best to everyone here for your final submission. I also would like to take this opportunity to wish everybody here all the very best for your final exam for other subjects. Yeah, thank you very much for joining our session for today. It's a very quick one, and I hope that you guys can just come back and refer to the tutorial here if you guys are confused with any of the steps. I'm also one WhatsApp away. You guys can WhatsApp me to ask questions or to schedule an appointment with me. Please take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum.